Iowa's season officially kicking off against Mountain West opponent Utah State, but the biggie, you see it there, the one I am circling is a trip to Happy Valley in week 4. Perhaps the battle for the West comes at Wisconsin, though, in mid-October, and that's a lead-in to welcome in our friend David Eickholt of Hawkeye Insider. David, I lay the breadcrumbs there because you have actually picked Iowa to win the West over the Badgers. Please explain.
Yeah, so I think, first of all, when you look at this Iowa team, they returned 16 starters, which is the most under Kirk Ferentz during his 25 years. And let's not forget, the Big Ten West is probably going to be the worst division in college football, right? There's 4 first-year head coaches, which I think not enough people are talking about. And look, I think Luke Fickell at Wisconsin is going to be tremendous. But his first season installing an air raid offense with a team and players that really committed to play for Paul Chryst in that pro-style system, I think it's going to be a little bit longer of an adjustment period than some would like, even though Luke Fickell has done a tremendous job in the NCAA transfer portal. And let's face it, Emily, Iowa still has one of the best defenses in the country. Under Phil Parker, they have Xavier Wampa, former 5-star safety, Cooper DeJean at corner, who's projected to be a first-round pick. And I do think that this is going to be Iowa's deepest defensive line probably in the past decade. I think Iowa's comfortable going 10 deep. And then, of course, they have elite special teams as well. So given all of those factors, I think it should be expected that Iowa comes out of the West.
Okay, you make a good case talking about Iowa's defense, but we have to talk about the offense. In case anyone out there forgot, offensive coordinator Brian Ferentz has some unique contract incentives, including a per game point quota of 25. If that's confusing, it is. I doubt anyone has forgotten this, though. It was the talk of the offseason. But David, what sort of distraction could it potentially present once we actually start playing football?
Yeah, I think that was Gary Barta's final parting gift as being Iowa's athletic director, instilling that 25 points per game. But it does all start with Cade McNamara, the former Michigan quarterback transferring to Iowa on December 1st, which really kind of shocked the college football world and I think really set the stage for a crazy portal season. But Cade McNamara is a guy who lost his starting job to J.J. McCarthy. But let's not forget McNamara's resume. He's a Big Ten champion, beat Iowa in the Big Ten championship. He starred for a college football playoff team. And if you ask his former teammates, he's just a general. He's the type of leader that Iowa's need at quarterback. And I think Iowa just needs a game manager. They don't need a bunch of eye-popping gunslingers to get down the field because of the way Iowa likes to play. So I think Cade's going to be a big part. Kirk Ferentz also feels very optimistic about the offensive line. He says it's more mature than it has been throughout the past couple of seasons. He thinks they can get back to where they need to be on the offensive front, and that's typical Iowa football. And let's not forget Luke Lachey and Eric All, I think, could be one of the best tight end duos in the country. Lachey, don't be surprised if he emerges as a top 2-round draft pick. And if Eric All can show that his back is back to 100%, I think he's an all Big Ten caliber candidate as well. Look for them to potentially have TJ Hawkinson and Noah Fant type numbers this upcoming season.
I'm crossing my fingers. I hope it doesn't get to this point, but just for clarification, does this include points scored by the defense?
It does, and that's really funny you bring that up because let's not forget cornerback Cooper DeJean led Iowa in touchdown receptions until the bowl game.
Yeah, that's why I ask, because that is a very important distinction. But again, I hope it doesn't get to that point, especially with a new quarterback coming in and some weapons on offense. 25, feeling okay about that. Okay, so this is a lot of positivity here. We're going to keep it rolling. You called your shot on a local Iowa affiliate show. You actually picked the Hawkeyes to win against Penn State during a whiteout game. I'm going to need further explanation on this, this very bold prediction.
All right, let's put the pitchforks down for a second before all the Penn State people come after me. Let me at least make my case. Again, Cade McNamara has won at Penn State, and Kirk Ferentz and James Franklin have had a lot of really close battles. Only 2 games since 2016 have not come down to the final possession. We're talking 2-3 points a game. And Iowa actually has experience winning during the whiteout. The last time they went to Beaver Stadium, Adrian Claiborne blocked a punt and returned it all the way in the fourth quarter, which gave Iowa that win and really set them up for a potential national championship run until Ricky Stanzi went down. So that was just a very interesting season there. But inexperienced quarterback play from Penn State. Drew Allar, he's going to be going up against Illinois, who's going to have a great defense, especially on the front. Inexperienced quarterback coming off 2 top 5 defenses. If it was later in the year, I would pick Penn State because I think Drew Aller is going to be very, very good. But I really don't think it's out of the question that Iowa can challenge Penn State this early in the season. I think Iowa is going to feel pretty, I don't want to say comfortable going into it, but I think they're going to have a cautious sense of optimism going into that. And I think Brian Ferentz is going to put together one of his biggest game plans because this is a legacy type game for him if he wants to keep his job.
That would be absolutely massive. As you said, that game coming earlier in the season, week 4. So go ahead and circle that game on the calendar. We certainly are. David, thank you so much for providing your perspective and your bold takes. We appreciate it. Check out more of his work. Be sure to go to HawkeyeInsider.com. That's where you can find everything regarding Iowa football and recruiting.